Love is in the air here at Wells Fargo Arena. Join the Iowa Wild on February 14th for Love in the Wild Night and February 15th for Pink in the Rink. Get your tickets now at iowawild.com.
Happy Monday, Overthinkers. Happy Monday, Scott. Happy Monday, Cade. How the hell are you?
It's Monday.
It is Monday.
Monday.
It's Monday.
It is. Woo!
I hate going to a conference or something, and the person's like, "How are we?" And then they're like, "That's not good enough. How are we?" So that was I just kind of did that. So I apologize to everyone listening. They probably shut it off. They're not even
That's
listening
right.
anymore.
I have given some early morning speeches to, not to brag, hundreds of people before.
Oh, wow.
I will tell you,
Wow.
though, I've been in front of some hard crowds, and one of them was the day after Trump beat Hillary Clinton.
Oh,
Remember how big of a shock that was? I had to be up at 8:30 the next morning giving a speech to a crowd of stunned people in the medical industry. And none of my jokes worked. None.
I'm sure they did. I'm surprised you even had jokes. My gosh.
You gotta move forward. You know what I'm saying?
You do. I need to move forward, and I need your help. Like, this outfit is not it, and unfortunately, we
what
are
are you
live.
talking
And
about?
so this is not me. I'm trying to be someone different.
No.
Yes, I love her. I love the merch.
Support local media.
Yeah, absolutely. I love.
I like the preppy collar coming
but my
out.
hair is straight. It's just like, who is she? She's just not.
I think you're being way
I'm
too
not
hard on yourself.
I'm not asking for compliments. I swear to God, I'm not doing that. It's just.
Oh, don't worry. I won't give you one. But I'm saying this outfit is a really good outfit. I don't understand why you're
on you. I think you'd look adorable in this outfit, and I'd look good in that shirt potentially. And it would give the same vibe. Is what I'm saying.
This
It would
is your
give this.
color.
Yeah, it is.
Mackenzie,
We're both
I think
summers.
that you have good fashion, and
I don't know.
you shouldn't beat yourself up about this.
I don't know. I'm in
You're
my head.
overthinking it.
I am overthinking it. It's Monday, but it's good. I actually am in a good mood. I actually do like Mondays. I hate to be that guy, but I do like Mondays.
No.
I like them.
Mondays
My kids are
and
at school.
February.
Come on, so much opportunity. You could go do whatever you wanted today. You could.
I am. I'm actually flying to North Carolina for a little client shoot, and then on Wednesday, Flip It Forward begins with Hoodoo. So we had a big week.
So exciting. That's a good way to break up your February.
We are, yes, our February, once we start this renovation project over here in West Des Moines, the rest of the month is going to go by in a blink of an eye. It's going to be crazy.
I can't remember. Remind me how long that whole project's supposed to take.
We think, within 60 to 90 days, we think that we'll be able to renovate the entire house. Now, it's going to take longer than normal because we're doing every single project, listing it on Hoodoo. Usually the folks who come in and renovate a house, they are professional flippers. So they got that whole thing streamlined. We're not trying to streamline this, and we're also not trying to make a profit because we're just going to sell it to a family at cost so that they can get into the house for $20,000-$30,000 in equity. Mm-hmm. But so that changes how we're doing this. Also, really, Mackenzie, this is all about content creation. We're going to follow along the whole process.
It's not all about content creation. Although the content that's going to come out of this is chef's kiss. It's going to be so great.
The before and afters. Wednesday, we're going to go in there, and there's a bunch of stuff that's going to be left. And so it's going to be a little American pickers. We'll go Iowa pickers.
Okay. Okay. Great. Just imagine next February, there's going to be a family in there watching the Super Bowl in that same house. And hopefully they're going to watch, the underdog come back and just wipe the floor with, I don't know, the Chiefs, let's just say. The Bills. Yeah, let's put it out there. Yeah. Did you watch the Super Bowl?
No.
I wondered if you wouldn't. And I was like, dumb question, not a dumb question. I wondered if you would just be off playing Dungeons and Dragons or some bullshit like that.
Well, I'm not that big of a nerd. I don't play Dungeons and Dragons. I play a game called War Room.
Yeah,
a game called Twilight Struggle, which is a simulation of the Cold War.
Don't hate on Dungeons and Dragons, man.
I'm not.
Dungeons and Dragons is fun.
Okay.
See, that's why I like Cade. No,
I know.
I thought about coming on, and I've been overthinking all weekend whether or not I'm going to lie about watching it. But I haven't watched the Super Bowl in a couple years. Ever since the Bills have gotten good again, once the Bills season is over, I just don't care about football anymore. And that's crazy for me because once the draft starts, I am plugged in every day to what's going on with the Buffalo Bills, where I just get to the point where I'm like, I'm over. And obviously it hurts. There's no result that could happen yesterday that would make me feel better.
Oh, I disagree. Watching Patrick Mahomes get sacked several times, watching Cooper DeJean take that pick six back to that would have made you feel a little bit better. And it was so sweet. And it was his birthday and he's an Iowa boy. It would have made you feel a little bit better.
That has, of course, through social media.
Look how cute
I've seen all the highlights, and it is. My mom texted; she was so excited when this happened, so I was aware of it right away, and it makes you feel good. He's from the 712, like I'm from the 712. My mom still lives in the 712. My number is the 712.
Exactly, he wrote it on his plates.
I'm just getting older now, where I look at this young man, and I'm just so proud because he is like us, like he's from the area of the country that I'm from the state. It's so awesome.
I know.
You just feel so good. It's like a piece of me got a pick six in the Super Bowl. That's
I know.
So
it's cool.
Awesome.
It is. Iowa pride just flowing throughout the. What are you grinning at, Cade?
Scott not watching is like the equivalent of that kid who like takes his ball home and is like, if I'm not playing anymore, I'm going home, and just everyone's just like, now what do we do? Like,
yeah, exactly.
I am embarrassed because obviously I love football so much and I don't watch the biggest game, but
you're making a political stand. You mean you're taking?
Should I feel bad about this? Is this weak sauce?
Kind of,
the game brings me no joy.
It's kind of sore loser energy.
It's America's Christmas, man. It's like a holiday in this country.
It's like America's Super Bowl, kind of.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm just kidding, Cade. I'm just giving you shit.
That was
No, it wasn't. It never is when I give you a hard time because you're just an angel. Oh my gosh, no.
I think I've thought so much about this. I first skipped the Super Bowl a few years back. I did a little experiment for Murph and Andy where I went out into public at kickoff and just to see what was different around Des Moines. Honestly, you can't tell that the Super Bowl is going on. Hy-Vee's just as busy. Yeah, people are just out and about. It's nuts how much life goes on, even when half of America is watching television.
Yeah.
But I found in that moment that I was just. I'm weak. Am I a coward though? Am I a coward?
You're a coward. Oh my God, you're not a coward. You probably aren't that unique in this. I'm sure there's a lot of people who were feeling a little bitter, maybe not cowardly, but feeling a little bitter, feeling a little hurt, and they didn't watch. But Cade, I would like to hear what you think about that.
I think he chose a good year not to watch it. I thought it was, aside from we're going to be hearing, I'm sure, all day long from Iowa Everywhere people how much they hated the halftime show, but I loved the halftime show. I thought that was cool. I thought it was fun, interesting. I like Kendrick Lamar's music. That was the highlight of the Super Bowl for me, though. The game was boring. Like, it wasn't close. The Chiefs looked miserable. They weren't even that. The Chiefs aren't even like fun to watch when they are scoring points. So them not scoring points made it all the more miserable.
Them not scoring points made it so good for me, Cade. I don't know.
Well, my perfect scenario is the Chiefs lose, obviously. But the game is at least close, so it's fun to watch. But that wasn't even the case. It was just embarrassing to watch, which I know you're clearly happy about, and I'm a little happy about. I won't lie, but
I'm just so petty. I'm a petty person.
That.
You're not a petty person. That's
no,
why.
I definitely am. I just
no, you're not.
I definitely am. I just would have liked a better game first, I guess.
No, I get it. But no, come back here. We want to talk about the halftime show real quick because I thought it was fine. I thought it was fine. I didn't dislike it. I loved Kendrick Lamar's jeans. And if you ask any woman my age, she wants the jeans he was wearing.
I saw that.
They are the jeans I wore in college. I have those jeans. I have had those jeans. I have taken those jeans to Goodwill. He probably got my jeans from a Goodwill because I have owned those pair of jeans. Adorable. They fit in all the right places. Your butt, and then they kind of flare out. Adorable. Aside from that, it was fine. But I think if I did my research a little bit more on it, I would have found it more impactful.
I just like all the music. That's the big thing. Like, people are so upset about it. And there's going to be Super Bowl halftime shows that you're just not going to like. That's just the way it is.
Right.
They can't please everybody every year.
No.
I didn't care for the Rihanna one that much. I'm not a huge Rihanna person. I don't know many of her songs. It's actually Rihanna. Fun fact. But
It's
anyways.
Rihanna.
Okay, whatever.
Here's my having seen it only through TikTok and how the algorithm comes through. What I noticed about the Kendrick Lamar is it just seemed like a smaller show than what we're used to, with its Rihanna or Rihanna.
I believe Cade. Rihanna.
Or, Shakira, these
That one was
Bruno
good.
Mars, these bigger productions that it's a spectacle. Kendrick Lamar just doesn't have the catalog. It's not his fault. Like, he did what he does, that introspective, subtle poet rapping. It's more subdued, right?
Rapping.
And then, but then you have, big Katy Perry shows where she's riding in on a horse, a fake horse, of course, and there's sharks dancing. That's what I think of when I think of a Super Bowl halftime show, is the spectacle, the Justin Timberlake.
Yeah, I think of Janet Jackson's nipple personally.
That's why I was surprised that I didn't know if you would actually get to play, did Kendrick Lamar get to play, not like us, because of the whole pedophile reference inside of there, but the NFL let him have it.
It's the biggest song in the world. Like,
he just won a Grammy
last year. They'd be so crazy of them not to let him play that. I mean, they didn't let him say the word, but they still let him say, I hear Drake likes him young. So
what were the original lyrics? Forgive me, I don't know.
Well, Drake has an album called Certified Lover Boy because he's that much of a cornball.
He's Canadian.
Yeah.
Can't really blame him.
And so the lyrics are like certified lover boy, certified pedophile. That's what Kendrick says.
Shoot.
Yeah. It's because Drake,
Shoot.
I don't know. I could give you a full synopsis of this, but basically Drake is being grilled by Kendrick for like grooming 17-year-olds, getting them ready for when they're 18 and stuff, which is fair. That's a fair criticism.
Oh, I thought you meant like it's fair. He can do that. They're 17. They're almost 18.
No. That's not what I meant. No. But yeah, and then it's just a whole bunch of slight jab. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. They just hate each other.
They hate each other. I love it. I love a beef. I love a petty beef.
Oh yeah.
Well, Drake has been demolished.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if there'll ever be more of a demolishing than what Kendrick Lamar has done to Drake over the last year.
No.
That's brutal.
He's rubbing his face in it for sure.
Did you guys have any good food for the Super Bowl?
I did. I made some delicious nachos. I made some dips. There was a shrimp cocktail situation, and there were wings. What did you
I
have?
had a good, nice big bowl of sour grapes.
Okay, come on.
Great. You sound like an old man. I am picturing you sitting there with your knees together and a bowl of grapes on your lap, just shoving those grapes
I had
in.
to eat my sour grapes in a pool of my own tears.
Oh,
It's like the worst possible food you could have.
God.
The fact you added sour too just makes it so much worse. Just sour grapes.
Sour grapes. What did you have, Cade? God.
I kind of took the lazy route. I just ordered a bunch of pizza.
Nice.
But I feel like pizza is a Super Bowl. That's a Super Bowl food delicacy. I feel
It
American.
is.
Yeah.
It is.
So,
In fact, it's number 2 on the top 10 Super Bowl foods list. Do you know what number 1 is?
it's probably what I wanted. I wanted wings, but I got out vetoed on that. But I wanted wings. It's got to be wings. That's the.
It's wings.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. It's wings.
Did you say you had wings?
We had wings. Yeah.
What kind of wings did you guys have?
Well, as I've talked about before, Jeff's on the carnivore diet, so there was not a sauce in sight.
Right.
But we do them in the air fryer, and they are delicious in the air fryer. They are crispy and so good.
So does he not eat them with any sauce? Is that what you just said?
No, he might. No, he doesn't. But they don't need them. They're just salt and pepper.
They're just that good? Okay.
Yeah, they're so good.
Heck yeah.
But then my mom and dad brought wings too, and they did have buffalo sauce on there. So
Peter's
they were
really
good.
not going to like this show.
Oh, yeah.
We have got to jump into topics, and we have got to talk about the PETA of it all.
No, we
yes,
don't.
we do.
No.
We're not going to ignore the email you got.
We don't want to. No, we don't want to go to war with PETA. This isn't a thing.
This doesn't look like war to me. I'm reading this. It doesn't. Why don't you read it to the people?
Talk about grooming, Scott. I
my
think PETA's
gosh.
grooming you.
This is from a gentleman named Wes. Last week we mentioned on Overthinking about Punxsutawney Phil, and we got into a few discussions, and PETA ended up finding out and then sent me this email from Wes, and it goes, it's like this. Hi, Scott, and thanks for your commentary about our suggestion that the Punxsutawney Groundhog Club use a gender reveal cake instead of a stressed out wild animal on February 2nd. Okay, so far, hard to disagree. Except
he doesn't look that
it's a vegan
stressed
cake. Yeah.
at all.
You're right that it's a mission to get people. It's PETA's mission to get the public talking about animal rights issues, and sometimes it's a cheeky letter to a club in Pennsylvania. So one of my contentions is they just do this stuff to troll. Hey, we have confirmation.
You know what? Great. I disagreed with you last week. You're right.
Oh, hey, thanks.
Feels good to be told you're right, doesn't it?
It's almost like I can get in the minds of people who want attention. What type of experience do I have with this? This thing goes on, but ultimately it's very nice. It's so nice.
Yeah, they're killing you with they can't come out. It's like when you first start dating somebody and the girl is like nice, she's fine, she eats a salad at dinner, and then it takes till about, I don't know, the fourth, fifth, sixth date until she really shows you how psycho she is. At least that's what I did in my situation.
Yeah, he's giving me credit. He says you've clearly given a lot of thought to animal issues, and you're not alone in being conflicted about caring for animals. Of course, I feel like we all are. He's just, hey, I'm going to give him credit.
Okay.
This is a very nice email.
Yes.
You're still going to eat meat, though. And your husband is on the carnivore diet.
I know. I mean, yeah, unless they can create some better tasting chickpeas or quinoa or higher, I don't know.
This is definitely something that I want to work on, is deathless meat. That's what I'm calling it. Because lab-grown meat is not something I think anyone will ever find appealing, although most of our food is grown in the lab, I suppose, in one way or the other.
Well,
I've tried it. It doesn't taste that bad. My problem is that I can't get past the smell of it. It smells like death. Like
it does smell bad.
The impossible meat, like if you go any place, they always offer the impossible meat at places because it's, they're trying to get the people that don't eat meat in. And I've tried it because I've worked food jobs before in my high school and college days, and I've tried it and it tastes pretty good. It tastes like meat, but the smell it smells like a sewage drain in a Culver's or something.
Oh my God.
If it smells like death, that's ironic because obviously it's not dead, unlike the meat that we eat. Strange. But this is definitely something I would like to work on, deathless meat, where we can one day get meat. Last week, a human being just had a kidney transplant from a pig kidney. Okay.
Right.
So we can hopefully figure these sorts of things out growing. If we can grow organs in a lab, eventually you think we could grow like a pork tenderloin in a lab. And then if we can get it to taste as good, have the same texture, be as nutritious, but we're a ways from that. But I'm going to work on it once I'm really rich.
Okay. That kind of upset my stomach, that whole conversation. I'm so quiet. I'm just kind of getting gagged out by the whole thing, by the whole thought of it.
Well,
like a pork.
What do you? No. I don't want to go to war with PETA. I don't.
I don't think it's ever a good idea to go. Like I said, I watched Chimp Crazy, and they are aggressive. They get in there.
Chimpanzees.
Yeah, it's called Chimp Crazy. They're
incredible.
crazy.
Of course they
are.
Yeah. There is a 1% genetic difference, roughly. Cade can verify this. 1% genetic difference between chimpanzees and us humans. We are so closely related.
Why?
But imagine, go ahead.
No, I just thought we were like more closely related to the dolphin or something. I think I read that somewhere.
There are some things that we have in common. That we do share a common ancestor with the dolphin, but not as closely related as the most recent common ancestor of the chimpanzee.
Well,
But
of
that
course.
1% difference in our genetics, look at what we're capable of compared to what a chimpanzee is capable of. Like, we can send people to the moon. They can put a couple crates on a floor and get to the ceiling to get a banana.
We can
that's a
send
difference.
chimpanzees to the moon, and I don't think they like that. And I think the uprising is coming. You ever go to a zoo and you watch the look in their eyes as they watch? I think we've talked about this on the
Oh my
show.
gosh,
You
yes.
watch them watch us, and it's like the resentment is growing. It's not gonna be good. I think that Planet of the Apes idea had to come from somewhere. I
Well,
never
just
watched
think,
it. It looks too
as
scary.
AI does verify, thank you,
Oh
Cade,
God.
difference is roughly 1.5%. Imagine now an alien species that is maybe a couple millions years older than us, and they've evolved to be 1% more genetically advanced than us.
And then
What
we
are
look
they
like,
capable of?
well, what do they think of us? They're like, look at these dumb little monkeys in this
Yes.
zoo.
And quantum mechanics just like comes naturally to them. Like their little kids just know quantum mechanics the way our little kids just know classic physics. Oh, that ball's coming. I'll move my hand. I'll catch it here.
You have got to listen to telepathy tapes. Please listen to it. Please okay, here's my assignment to you. Please download this podcast and listen to it during your travels in the next couple days. On the plane, please.
I'm in the middle of Last of the Mohicans. Never read that before. I'm doing all the American classics.
That is a classic, which means it'll be there when you're done with the telepathy tapes. I beg of you. I want you.
Okay, official co-host request.
Yeah,
granted.
please. Oh my goodness. Oh boy, yes. So there is this American. Have you guys heard about this story? There's this American mom of 3, and she is absolutely taking over Pakistan. She is in it.
I was getting progressively more confused as I read the rundown you left for us.
Okay.
So I need an explanation. I need a synopsis.
Because it is confusing. So essentially, to break it down, this woman, Oniha, I don't want to butcher her name. I'm sure I just did. Robinson. She is a 33-year-old American mom of 3, I believe. She met a boyfriend online. He's from Pakistan, and she went over to his country to marry him. He's 19 years old, and she gets there, and his family is like, "What? No,
and this is her.
This is her.
This is her.
Sorry,
Okay.
this
Right
is
here.
her.
Got it.
She
Watch
gets
on
there. His family is like, no, ma'am, you're not going to do that. So she's like, okay. So she gets rejected. She basically camps outside of his home. And Scott, I want you to interject any details I'm missing, because it sounds like you might know this story a little more thoroughly than I do. And she kind of starts to notice things. She notices, the infrastructure is not as good as it can. The roads aren't that great. So she decides to set up these press conferences outside of her 19-year-old boyfriend's house, and she's demanding money. She demanded $100,000 from the government, saying she's going to reconstruct this country. She's going to bring in, things that she knows from the United States, and she's going to start to implement it here. She did say she's going to keep like $20,000 off the top, I think. She said she's going to keep it, so she's honest about what she's going to do. So it's just insane. And Scott, do you know, is she home yet? Because they've been trying to get rid of her. No, she's not home yet.
No, she's become a superstar in Pakistan. If you go online, everybody, she has an entourage. The news is covering her. She's as big of a story in Pakistan as there has been in a long time.
Yes, I do believe she's there on a visa that has long since expired, is the only thing for the reason to kick her out. But yeah, she is. She's like the superstar, and she's hilarious. I mean, the things that she's saying. Look at that hot pink lipstick. I love it. So, yeah, this story is going to be developing.
This lady is not an overthinker. Congrats. You got to give her credit for that.
No.
I feel like she's overestimating how much $100,000 could do.
Who knows what it could do over there compared to here? I have no idea.
Also, the amount she asks for changes per interview.
Right.
So
funny.
She just throws out numbers. I think I heard 200,000 at one point, and the people around her they're flabbergasted. This is we need to name this woman American ambassador to Pakistan. She is spreading so much joy in that country. This is it. This is the new form of ambassadorship.
It may be fueled by mental illness. Who's to say? I think that her son is claiming that she has like bipolar disorder and some mental
don't
health
take the
concerns.
fun out of this.
I know, but also I don't know how old her son is. She's only 33. I mean, her son could be older. So I don't know. Who knows?
You're
I don't know
saying
the
she's
logistics.
left 3 kids here in America.
At least, yeah, there's some kids over here. So there are some, head scratchy moments. The whole thing's got me scratching my head. But the reason, number one, a 19-year-old boy, Jesus God, nothing worse. What were you doing at 19? Nothing hot about a 19-year-old boy.
I was at Iowa State. I just started acting at Iowa State at 19.
Oh.
That's what I did. And pulling off a bunch of cool pranks in my dorm room.
There you go. If you're pulling pranks at 19.
Falling in love with women who didn't have any interest in me.
Well, look at you now.
The friend zone. That's where I was at 19. Actually, it's funny because this right here, this is my journal from college. I haven't gone back and read it.
No.
But I was so in love with this woman who had a boyfriend who drove a red Alero, and I had no chance. But I was in love with her for many years, and I wrote all about it in this book right here.
Oh my God!
Someday I'm going to go back and read it because I remember just my heart got ripped out so many times. I really.
Oh my God! God, I don't think you should read that.
Yeah.
I don't think you should read that. And I don't think you should leave it for your
on the air sometime.
Yeah.
No.
Let's see what the first line is.
No, don't.
Wednesday, March 27th, 2002.
Dude,
I was 19.
1 year old. That's crazy. It was fresh out.
Oh, listen to this. This is the first of many things. The first page, the first journal, the first spelling mistake, because I had a spelling mistake. Look how I was already funny.
Oh
my gosh.
Meta humor.
You're absolutely precious. I can't. I'm picturing you being sad about a girl. I'm picturing Cade walking around in diapers. I'm picturing me. I don't know what was I doing in 2002.
Yeah.
Nothing good. Drawing penises on the locker room wall. Yeah. So anyway,
Scott, do you know what this woman is up to now? I just always find it curious to find out what these people.
The
to.
woman that I was in love with.
Yeah.
She got married and had kids, and was living her best life.
Did she just totally let go of herself?
I don't know. I don't want to answer that question.
Give me your name. I'll look her up on Facebook. I'll tell you. Come on.
No, I don't know. I haven't looked. Not gonna look.
There's nothing
you're
love.
Stronger than me. I love snooping about old people.
Oh, I do too.
It's my
what
favorite.
Are they up to?
Yeah,
and am I doing better than them?
Yeah.
So you can only do that when you have high confidence and you're not really sad, because otherwise,
no,
you're not. You got to time that out right. It
definitely comes from a place of insecurity, I would say.
Definitely.
Going to compare myself to someone online that I haven't seen in 17 years now. Talk about mental illness. I believe there's a little bit there.
I blame it on having a chimpanzee brain and being given a piece of technology with access to everything in the universe.
Yeah,
and I blame it on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before, if you wanted to catch up with your exes to see photos of where they're at, you'd have to break into their house and look on their living room wall. That was the way you had to do it back in the day. Now, it's just all right there. Just here, just waiting for you to whip yourself.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, now that we're fully depressed from that, Cade, what's going on in your corner?
Okay, guys. So, started off, I loved the Super Bowl halftime show. I know a lot of people didn't, including some people within our very own company. But I was curious if you guys had a dream Super Bowl guest performance. It doesn't have to be necessarily your favorite artist, just someone you think would put on an incredible halftime show.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think Ricky Martin would be great. He is the first
Scott's
person
face.
I
I'm
spent
sorry.
I spent my own money to buy his CD. And we were chatting about this as a group recently. You guys, Ricky Martin was it for me. He was the end all be all. He was
He was
it.
the
He
one.
was the one. He was much too old for me. But I knew someday I was going to find him. I was going to marry him when we were going to have kids. And then unfortunately he chose to go a different route with his life. Men.
Oh, he is a handsome guy. Yeah. There you
Yeah.
go.
So,
get
but
it.
I can live in the vida loca.
Ricky Martin. That would have been a good show. He should have come out during the Shakira, Jennifer
did.
Lopez.
He already did come out. Many years ago and broke my heart.
Hey.
Sad. Sucks.
Yeah, my answer here, Cade, is I'd like Tenacious D. I'd like Tenacious D, and I'd like
Oh.
Flight of the Conchords to show up, and I'd like Weird Al Yankovic to come out and play some accordion. That to me would be so fun. They would make it such a spectacle. They wouldn't take themselves too seriously, and Tenacious D can rock.
That actually would be so good. Did
That
they
would be
break
cool.
up? Are they back together?
I
Did they
don't,
make up after
murky.
that?
I don't
It's
know.
murky.
I don't think they've played Kyle. Yeah, he made that. What's it? The reference or joke about Donald Trump's assassination or failed assassination attempt. I would imagine that they'll be able to come back from that, being that they're Tenacious D.
I think
Yeah.
it's just one of those things that it's like it's not good he said it, but it's one of those things where it wasn't quite enough to like fully be like canceled, I guess. I think it's just one of those things you just like kind of retreat into the darkness for a couple months and then just come
Yeah.
back and everyone's
Yeah.
forgotten about it.
Yeah.
And you write
I
a funny
agree.
song about it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
that song will be fun. That would be a fun song.
It's like the Dixie Chicks when they, said some shit about the president, and
Hey.
then they had to come back. But oh my
That
gosh,
was a badass song. What's that song called?
not ready to make nice.
Not Ready to Make Nice.
That album
That's
came
just a
out
good
my
song.
senior year of high school, and so I was going through some stuff, boys, college, and I would just drive around on gravel roads as you do, listening to the Dixie Chicks album, just like singing that song as loud as I could, probably bawling about stupid stuff. Ugh. Oh shoot, sorry, I got a desk riser and it has a mind of its own. You could just say
Oh.
that. All right, Cade, what's yours? What's your dream?
Oh man, I don't really. I would really like to see Daft Punk live, but they would be terrible for the halftime show because their music has no words really. So, I don't know.
Garth
It's already
Brooks.
happened, but I feel like Michael Jackson is as good as he gets for like a Super Bowl halftime show. I mean that's like a catalog everybody knows. It's one of the few that like everybody can listen to and sing. I think that is perfect, but obviously that's already happened. So I don't know. When I do these questions, I usually never think of my own answer, and I need to change that. I need to start
It's all good,
being
Cade.
prepared for my own answers. But I don't know.
It's
I
okay.
probably would have said Kendrick Lamar a couple of years ago, but that's happened. So okay, so I have like a super interesting update for you guys, and I just want to know if you're a part of anything like this. So I am in a very exclusive group chat full of people named Cade Murphy, and we are the Cade Murphy Collective, and these are Cade Murphys all over the state of Iowa, and we all message each other once or twice a year and just update each other about our fellow Cade Murphys. And I follow one of them, good guy. And yeah, we just update each other on occasion here, guys. And one of our fellow Cade Murphys just committed to play basketball somewhere.
God, you
So-
scared me.
No, sorry.
that
Yeah,
was a
no,
weird
no,
way.
no,
Don't
no.
pause after that
Well,
word.
he just committed to play college basketball
Committed.
somewhere. Committed to a college. And I was just curious if you guys, had any fellow Scott Siepkers or
Nope.
no? Okay.
I am the only Scott Siepker to ever exist and probably will ever exist.
Okay.
Oh
Okay.
my gosh. I have to this is the sweetest thing I have ever seen. Also, I'm probably following a couple of these in my mission to find you on social media because you were kind of hidden. So I think I followed a couple of these.
That could be. That's funny.
So yeah, say hey.
Yeah.
And also, yeah, I did something similar when I was again getting ready to go to college. Facebook was so new, and it's like I can search whoever I want. So I searched up all the Mackenzie Schmitz I could find, my maiden name, and I found a couple. One of them lives on the West Coast. She's absolutely gorgeous. I've watched her journey. I mean, she got a nose job in there somewhere. I'm like, go girl. I love it. But we've never gotten into a group chat before. Someone named Mackenzie Edie started following me on Instagram recently and was messaging me because she's like, this name is so uncommon. Like, yeah, I bet people spell it or pronounce it wrong.
Did you ask her if it was pronounced the same way and everything too?
Hers isn't pronounced Edie. Hers is pronounced
Eddie.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys should probably change that. It'd be easier for your kids.
No, Mackenzie Eddie. I don't like it. Mackenzie Edie. I like it.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Kenzie Eddie. That sounds like a good country name.
Mackenzie
country
Eddie.
artist name.
Ring. That was my guitar strum.
Yeah, no, they messaged me for the first time in like 2 years this weekend, and
that's so cute.
My dad Keith thought it was hilarious. He thought it was so funny.
It is,
but
it is
funny, especially for you Murphys. There's so many of you Murphys out there that you do have a lot of overlap. I guess there's a couple Mackenzie Edies. But there are zero Scott Siepkers. There's so few Siepkers. But then me, I'm just, what do they call it? I guess inimitable, as they say.
I was going to say,
that is what they say about you.
I had a feeling that you wouldn't have any Scott Siepkers in your life, Scott. I was curious about Kenzie, though, just in case. I wasn't very confident there would be any Edies, but there were Eddies, and there also were Schmitz, so...
Yeah, lots of Schmitz. Schmitz are
There's
very
a lot
common.
Of Schmitz. Schmidt is the Anglo-Saxon way of saying Murphy. You guys have very, very common last names.
Yeah.
My last topic, guys. I've been thinking, do you guys know what Yoj is? It's an old beverage that was in Iowa for a really long time.
Yoj?
And I had it for like the first 5 years of my childhood, and then they discontinued it. It's a yogurt orange juice beverage, and it is the greatest thing I've ever tasted in my life. And I haven't had it since I was like a child. It's so good. I've looked everywhere for it. It's discontinued. I was curious if you guys have any discontinued food products or just products in general that you guys lose sleep over no longer being available.
Sour Altoids come to mind.
I've heard those are really good. I've never had one, obviously, but
they were so sour. They would leave your mouth raw. So that's probably why they got rid of them.
Do?
Yeah, it's my mouth. My mouth's kind of watering just thinking about them right now.
I've heard those are really good. I thought they were gonna bring those back for a period of time.
I don't know. They felt like they had fiberglass in them. That's how rough your mouth felt afterwards.
Oh,
so
they
hopefully
are
they
back.
changed the formula. They are?
Yeah, and they sell them at Cracker Barrel.
Oh.
So go find some sour Altoids at your local Cracker Barrel.
Next time I take my grandma to an appointment in Des Moines, we will be swinging by the local Cracker Barrel because that is her spot and she loves it. So we will be there.
I don't really have much from my childhood. The only thing I remember really that I love that I feel like they maybe took away because of all the dye in it was these little drinks that were in plastic, semi-transparent, cheap plastic, and they had a foil.
Like the barrels?
wrapper.
Oh, the barrels. Yeah.
You rip them off, and then you just chug that sugar water.
Used to slam those.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't seen that packaging in a long. I can't imagine it's very good packaging, but boy, I love getting from the Food for Less and Carol. Oh, we'd go in there. It'd be on the right side when you'd walk in. Oh, beautiful.
That is beautiful. Remember the popsicles that were like the two? They were like the two test tubes. They looked like two test tubes, like end to end. So then you'd cut them in half, and then I know I could cry. Oh, childhood was just the best.
I used to just take 4 of those and just like bite off like one at a time. Just go absolutely goblin mode on them. Yeah.
Goblin mode.
Yeah. I would. It was like I was eating a watermelon, but 6 popsicles.
Oh gosh. Well, yeah.
We forgot a few things in our life, but we will forget me not the Bubbles and Berries event that's happening this Thursday, February 13th. We will, Forget Me Not is one of Central Iowa's best kept gems. They offer interior design services for your home and office, window treatments, custom planter design, and they're just a fun place to shop for home accents and great gifts. That's in all caps, ladies and gentlemen. Like, guys, your wife, partner, probably definitely want something from Forget Me Not Designs. And here's your perfect chance. If you haven't been there before, they have their annual Bubbles and Berries event this Thursday, February 13th. You can enjoy a glass of bubbly, some light snacks, browse the great selections of home accents and gifts. And if you need more information, check out Forget Me Not Design on Facebook or Instagram. We do not have very long before Valentine's Day is here. So
yeah, what is it, Friday? So this event is Thursday and it's Friday. Get on in there, guys.
Valentine's Day Eve. Go check out Forget Me Not. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening and your significant other has told you, you don't need to get me anything for Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Get them something for Valentine's Day. I don't care what they say. Sometimes it's the most important thing you can do in a relationship is not listen or obey. And this is one of those times.
That's right. Exactly. So get on in there because anything you get here is going to be good.
You dang straight.
You dang straight. What have the folks been overthinking out in the wild? Oh boy.
Oh,
I've been overthinking driveway snow removal before it gets driven on, before the kids get on the bus, wait for it to stop coming down. I'm not the snow remover in my home. So I don't have a dog at this fight.
You should always shovel before you drive on top of it. You should always do that.
Isn't that what your tires are for?
See, then it packs it down, and then you might actually start melting it because of the pressure and the friction that's caused. So it warms it up, and then once it's water, then it'll freeze right away and then become ice. And then it's really stuck there for a long time and it gets super annoying and maybe slick. And then your child slips, crashes their head on the driveway and gets a concussion.
Yeah. Okay.
So you should do that. Also, but this is one of the best. Okay. Just between us three.
Okay.
We shouldn't talk about climate change in a positive way, but it's been pretty good for Iowa. Cade just disappears because he doesn't want to be involved with it.
I just don't know.
Climate change has been kind of good for Iowa. I mean, at least good for our temperatures in February. Look at how much snow is outside.
Yeah, but that's actually not good for Iowa because it's not good for the crops
you're right.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
you're right. It's
actually
not good.
drought.
Sorry, it's good for Scott. Sorry. Yes, you're right. It is not. We need those good hard freezes and we need the precipitation. However, have you noticed how much milder our winters are than when we were a kid? Remember the giant forts we could build because there was snow on the ground from October through the beginning of March? Now there's no snow.
It's kind of sad. I would actually prefer the snow over what I'm looking at right now, which is just brown. Brown. Everything's brown
right now.
Of course I do. Yes, I do. I want snow. I don't want the roads. Actually, I think we're going to be getting some snow on Wednesday. But I don't want the roads to be dangerous. I want that all to be good. I would just love a little snow cover to just get me in the mood. Otherwise, I'm not even thinking about
I'm fine with it. But otherwise, it just gets in the way and it's deadly, Mackenzie. Snow and ice is deadly. You want people to die?
I just got done saying I didn't want them to die. I don't want it to affect anyone's lives. I just want the aesthetic. Come on.
Well, you go live on a Hollywood set then. I'm not going to be a beggar here. Listen, these milder January and February have been so much easier to get through in the last 10 years than they were when I was a kid. Because remember how bad February used to be? It was awful all the time. And now it's like 1 out of every 4 Februarys is bad.
I remember having like multiple snow days in elementary school. I can't remember a single snow day I had in high school.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
For like cold weather, but not for actual snow.
Man,
in high school.
I loved it. I loved staying up late and watching the ticker on the bottom of the TV, getting up really early and watching and then just be like, no school. Oh my God. Oh.
Then you can stay home and watch reruns of Quantum Leap.
Of
This
course.
is the only way you could watch it
Exactly
because
what
there
I
was
was
no
watching.
Netflix.
I remember sitting in like the living room and me and Jenny, my stepmom and everything, we would just be sitting there waiting for the ticker to just show Des Moines Public School, and it was a party, man.
Yeah. And when it finally happens, exactly. It's a celebration. Ugh. What happens now as an adult that gives you that same rush? Nothing.
Getting
I'm speaking for you.
rolling the right number on the craps table.
I'm not a gambling man, Scott. I wouldn't know what that's like.
You got to chase that high. There's
Yeah.
few things that feel as good as getting a unexpected snow day as a child. Like there's Christmas morning that's way up there, right? Your birthday's way up there. Right adjacent to that, which is saying something, was that unexpected snow day.
I agree.
It was incredible. Now you can't replicate that unless you're putting, 5 units down on the line.
You know what's close? You know what's really close is a meeting that you didn't want to have getting canceled.
Oh.
That is so close. That is borderline. They should put that feeling kind of in pill form.
We
But
have to
maybe
do.
not. I'd
We have to
overdose.
do
I
like
think it's called fentanyl.
Oh shit. Not good.
I lost all my track of thought with that one. What was I saying? We need
Something
to do
about
like a
fentanyl.
top 5 feelings. Wait, that could get really bad really fast. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Okay, but I was gonna say the reason I was thinking about that was because we talked about vinyl this weekend. We're trying to convince Kenzie that it's the best.
Yeah, it is the
And
best.
Yeah.
There's no better feeling than finding or like going to a record store and finding a record you spent like months trying to find. And that's what
Well,
that's
I
what
like
went
that.
into my head. Because I don't buy off Amazon. If you buy off Amazon, Scott, you have a fake collection.
No, I just have old, hand-me-downs, and then some new stuff. I try and buy from the artist. Like I got a Billie Eilish album. Man, her and her brother are so good at songwriting.
Kind
It's
of
so
weird, her
good.
and her brother. Kind of weird.
Have you seen
they're
his
homeschooled.
girlfriend? His girlfriend looks exactly like Billie Eilish, which is kind of strange.
It's weird. Yeah, they're a couple weirdos, but talented weirdos.
That brings
you got to
up
be a
an
little
over-
weird to be talented.
That
though,
brings
you
up
know?
another overthinking for me. Okay, Billie Eilish. I think she's like 24. Okay,
She's
Is that right?
Younger. No, she's younger than that, man.
okay.
Uh-oh.
Here's my question. It's like,
well, no, she's 23. You weren't
Okay.
far off. Yeah.
But 22, that's why the difference between 22, 23, and 24 does seem massive. Much smaller than the difference between 41, 42, and 43. But when I don't... Okay, so I found this photo of my girlfriend, okay? Very attractive at 22, all right?
What's she doing?
She was
Love
doing a
it.
little modeling or something there.
Obsessed.
Okay. And she's very hot in this photo, but she's 22. And I don't know if I can say that she's hot because I didn't know her back then. Is it weird for me as a 42-year-old to find a 22-year-old attractive? And so I won't tell you that I do until I find out that it is okay.
I think it's all about context.
Yeah.
I would say, like,
Yeah.
if it's your current girlfriend and stuff, and as long as it's not like a night and day difference, I'd say you're probably in the clear, man.
And
What-
sorry,
what
like
about
a
Billie
22-year-old,
Eilish?
she wants to be hot.
What about a 22? Okay, so we know the gentleman's rule. Everybody knows the gentleman's rule.
Yeah.
No, what?
When you're dating, you
Half
can
your
date
age plus 7.
half your age plus
yes.
7.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
so mine would be 28. That's my gentleman's rule. But
Okay.
what is the gentleman's rule on being attracted or thinking a woman is attractive? That's what I don't know.
I think that's I think that's fine. I mean, you're not.
Okay, from my perspective, she
Yes,
she
please,
wants to
Mackenzie.
look good. She wants to look hot. I
Yeah.
don't think she wants to look hot for people above the age of 20, 30, maybe 30.
Yeah.
But like you can't help it. If
Yeah.
she's hot, she's hot. It's not like her hotness has an age limit. She wants to look.
Well, it
hot.
does
Billie
actually.
Eilish-
It actually has an age limit. Yes.
What do you mean?
You can't. There is an age limit to when you can be attracted to somebody just by looking at them, Mackenzie.
Well,
That
of
is
course.
not okay.
But I don't think that this is where I'm going to be old school in my parenting. And like Ro is not going to be walking around looking like a 22-year-old when she's 16. That's absolutely not going to happen. Sorry, it's not.
That's fair. You're not making you guys are not clearing this up in any way.
I think you're good, man. That's what I'm
Like
saying.
Sabrina Carpenter.
Sorry, she wants to be hot. Her whole thing is her sexuality. That is what her music is about. That is what her artistry is about. It's about her sexuality. So it's not like you can.
So if I were to hypothetically say Sabrina Carpenter is smoking.
She is. It's just a fact.
But I feel like if I say that, it seems weird because I'm 42.
Well,
see,
it is.
Okay,
Maybe it is. I don't know.
This. We don't have an
answer. No, you just got to word it better.
Okay.
I think
she's an attractive young lady.
You just say she's an attractive gal right there, as opposed to that 25-year-old is.
Speaking of hot, lingerie for Valentine's Day.
What a great segue. I always love a good segue. That was money.
Thanks. Lingerie as a Valentine's gift or not?
No.
I'm a yes if it's the lingerie is for the dude. If the woman is buying the lingerie for the man as a surprise, I think the man will really appreciate that because when you see the lingerie on, your brain goes to,
I agree with that. I didn't think about it like that, Scott. That's a good point. I was thinking from the girl's perspective. Like if a girl got handed lingerie, like that would be a really crappy gift for you.
You would have to know that she's into that sort of thing.
Yeah, but I think you got to get her other stuff too. Like you got
Agreed.
to add some actual because that's a gift for both people, really. Or it's more of a gift for the man, really, but.
Yeah, it's definitely more for the man. None of that is comfortable. None of that is fun. It goes places that, it shouldn't. And not to throw my husband under the bus, but one year for Valentine's Day, this was before we had kids or anything, he got me a sports bra and some running shoes. And I thought, what are you saying? Like, I need to exercise? I need to get my ass out on the pavement? Like, what are we doing here? They were very nice, but I thought, like, damn, I don't know what would have been worse. Like,
were you like a runner at all prior to that or?
Cade, I was not. No.
Okay.
No, I wasn't.
Shout out to Jeff, man.
That is a terrible gift. Yeah.
They were really nice shoes.
Yeah,
it was a really nice sports bra, but I just kind of thought like, okay, yeah, I have been letting myself go just to touch.
They aren't all gonna be home runs, You gotta try stuff. You gotta try stuff.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, I don't know if I would have preferred. I think I would have preferred the shoes and the sports bra over lingerie because I mean,
and lingerie, I feel like it's quite overrated.
Yeah, it is.
In my experience, it comes off very quickly. Like sometimes it stays. But
okay, Scott, what are you like? You the guru over here, Scott?
Yeah, Scott.
You just taking them off with your eyes, Scott?
Yeah, Scott, tell us.
Well, I have a few magic words, and they just poop right there, and I've seen it all. Her clothes just fall right off. Whoop, there it is.
Yeah, I bet you talk about reruns of Quantum Leap. And
yes, Scott Bakula.
Oh my God, this got really hot during this game of War Room or whatever.
Yeah. Oh man, a woman playing War Room in lingerie. Wow. Jesus.
A woman doing anything in lingerie.
That's true. Yeah.
Stop. Oh, you guys are sick.
Don't throw me into this. I was on your side.
I never forced anybody to wear any lingerie. They did it on their own.
I'm projecting because I'm actually sweating right now. Oh my gosh. Okay.
I think we have just enough time to wrap it up with everyone's favorite segment.
Pop Culture Corner. That's hard to say. Okay, so we are going to come back into the mix with another Blake Lively, Taylor Swift, Ryan Reynolds, just this whole mess. So while Taylor Swift hasn't come right out and said that she is removing herself from this friendship, there's a lot of speculation in the air that she is removing herself from the friendship with Blake Lively. So this is the two of them plus Ice Spice at the Super Bowl last year. And Blake Lively was nowhere to be seen this year, which probably wouldn't have been a good look. Yep,
She
there they
would've
are
really
together.
got booed.
Yeah, she would have gotten booed.
That was
so
crazy.
I know grow up if you're gonna boo somebody. Like grow up, losers. Anyways, but I don't know. I think Taylor is definitely removing herself from this friendship.
Are you guys hearing all those dings?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it coming from my computer?
It's
might
Is it
be
coming
all
from
of
you?
us.
It's from all the same chat we're in. It's someone though. I don't know who, but
So
apologize to our listeners.
here's the deal. I don't know how to shut it off. If it's coming from me, not a clue. All right. So yeah, Taylor supposedly is telling Blake, like, I want no part in this, because there was that cringy text message revealed by Justin Baldoni.
got a couple of dragons.
Yeah, Blake Lively was basically telling her, like, you've never watched Game of Thrones, but I am the Khaleesi and I have two very powerful dragons. One of the powerful dragons she is referencing is Miss Taylor Allison Swift, the other being her husband. Cringy text message. So anyway, people are saying, like, Taylor's nobody's dragon. Taylor doesn't want to be pulled into this narrative. Taylor probably doesn't want to be sued or deposed by Justin Baldoni. Keep me out of it. So, all's to say, she was at the Super Bowl with Ice Spice and no Blake Lively.
God, what a nightmare this has become, though. This is insane.
It is a freaking mess. That website that we pulled up last week, what is it? I can't even remember what it was.
It's very basic. It's lawsuitinfo.com or something.
Yeah,
like that.
lawsuitinfo.com. But it is everything. It is every piece of evidence. It is every text message exchange. It is everything about this case. But do you guys think Ryan Reynolds, Blake Lively do you think there's a smoking gun somewhere? Do you think they're like waiting to drop something? Do you think they're so stupid to go down this road? Or do you think this thing just backfired because they thought they could come up with power and money? Like, what is going to happen? It's driving me nuts.
I mean, I've heard the theory that, have you seen the theories about how, I don't know if you've seen the new Deadpool movie, but there's a character in it that has a man bun and stuff.
Yes.
And he's like a total doucher. Like everything he says is so pretentious and douchey, and he's like supposed to be this nice guy. And Baldoni's whole case is that like he was making fun of me with that character the entire time. And then there's this line in the movie where he's like referencing the dog that the Baldoni character owns, and he's like, you gotta keep her away from other people because she might, be interested in other papas, or I don't know, some terrible dialogue. But my favorite theory that I'm hearing about it is that Blake caught feelings for Justin, and Ryan is doing this whole lawsuit to get back at not only Justin but Blake as well. And now everything is just, I'm sure Ryan and Blake didn't expect Justin to have like books on books of evidence and receipts about this whole thing, because he's a smart guy and he was
prepared.
Yeah, he's keeping everything in check just in case something like this happens. So respect to him for doing that. But I don't see any way they have a smoking gun. I think they just bit off. I think they didn't think Justin. They thought Justin was just some like C-list Hollywood guy that didn't have any backing or anything or any.
Didn't have any dragons.
Support or any.
No dragons.
Any dragons, exactly. And I think he is now realizing like, oh man, we really messed up, and now the whole country hates us. How do we fix this? And after this Taylor Swift thing, I don't think there is a way to be honest.
Yeah, we'll have to keep saying there's probably more to come out, so we'll have to see what happens. But this has definitely turned. The tide has turned against
yes,
Mrs.
it has.
Lively and Mr. Reynolds.
Well, it's just funny that we keep updating on this because the first episode we had, we talked about it and we were all like, "Oh man, Justin, you piece of filth, you garbage." Like
I know,
we
but
just for the record,
we used the word
allegedly the whole time.
Yes.
Because these things can go this way, and it's a good thing we learned that on the very first episode.
Yeah.
Thank you, Scott, for teaching us.
I am excited to see if there will be a smoking gun or not, or where this will go, because it's just getting progressively crazier. But Let's talk about Brady's watch before
Well,
we
we
wrap
have
up.
a couple seconds. He wore an $800,000 watch during his coverage of the Super Bowl yesterday. And I'm going to leave this question at the end of this episode, and we will come to it the next episode. What is with dudes and their watches? What?
I have some things to say about this.
Okay.
I know a little bit about watches.
Okay.
Yeah.
Save it for the next
A
episode.
hornologist, horologist, I
Okay.
think is they're called.
All right. All right,
Oh,
guys. Thank you.
already?
Yeah,
Already?
Okay.
Thank you so much for another fun episode of Overthinking. Thanks for overthinking with us. Please subscribe to the Iowa Everywhere YouTube channel or listen however you listen, and enjoy Murph and Andy.
And Scott hopes your favorite band stay together.
Yes.
Yay.
Favorite bands stay together.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye, everybody. Have a great